Hi again. In the previous video, we built our website, which is probably the most important digital asset we have because we own it and we have full control over it. Now we are going to build our Facebook page. It is another very useful platform that can reach above 2 billion people. And of course, we're going to use it in order to promote our startup or our business. So what we want to do is actually to start a Facebook page. Please note that we cannot, or it's not recommended to manage our business social media from a profile, from a personal profile. Many people make that mistake, and we will soon understand why it's a mistake. But what I'm asking you to do now is actually to create a new Facebook page for your business, for your startup. So we go to Facebook and click on create, like I do here, and choose page. Now I have to choose between business or brand or community or public figure. I choose business or brand. And I have to give a name. So let's call it, for example, Moshe's software company. Now I have to choose a category. So there is some search engine here. I can just click software. And as you can see, it found the relevant category. I have to provide address. I'll just call it Moshe Street for now. In the city of, say, Jerusalem. And I click on don't show my address because I don't think it will be relevant for my clients, and continue. Please note that the address that you type in is accurate, because if in the future you buy advertising, you can actually make sure Facebook shows ads from a specific distance or within a specific area that's near you. Okay, so now I have to add a profile picture. You can upload it from your computer, of course. I'll skip that for now. And I have to add a cover photo. Again, I can upload it from my computer. I'll skip that as well. And here I have my Facebook page. And now the big question is what to do with it, okay? So I can, of course, invite friends and create content. And that's what I would like to talk about now. Now that you've got your own Facebook page, what are you going to do with it? Well, Facebook has an algorithm, the same way that Google has an algorithm. And that algorithm is what we are going to understand now in order to create content that will get to the largest number of relevant users. So let's talk about content marketing in general first. First of all, most internet users developed advertising blindness, meaning that they're actually blind to advertising. I mean, even if you, they've done all kind of research about that. And when you show people ads, they actually manage to eliminate them. They're in their conscience, they manage to block the view of ads. The meaning of that, the practical meaning of that, is that we have to create content instead of creating advertising. Of course, you can buy ads and promote your business, but probably the most useful tool for you to brand yourself, to sell products, to get to relevant people is to create content. So that's the rationale behind content marketing. People are blind to advertising, and what we create is advertisements that don't look like advertisements, okay? We're going to create content that will be so useful that people actually, when they watch it, they won't have the feeling that they watch an ad. They will have the feeling that somebody creates value for them, somebody teaches them something, somebody gives them valuable information, or perhaps somebody entertains them. Now, since most of you at least, have a small company, a small startup, I strongly recommend that when you start creating content, you should create content that would fit a few, if not all, of your digital assets, which means when you start creating photos and text and videos and so on, try to make sure that it will fit both your website and your Facebook page and your YouTube channel and your other social media channels that you're active on. Maybe you're active on LinkedIn, maybe on Instagram, maybe on Pinterest, and so on. So now when you start planning your content creation, make sure that you can use it in as many platforms as you can, as many channels as you can, to save costs. Okay? Make sure you can even send it via email, via WhatsApp, and so on. And don't forget the reason why. I have discussed it before, but it is so important that I have to remind you. Think about the reason why. Why would anyone buy your product? For example, it could be that the software that I developed help people increase their profitability, improve their profitability. And that is going to be the message that I'm going to repeat again and again. Improve your profitability with Moshe's software. Okay? Of course, it can be a little bit hidden behind other messages, but the strategy, the main message that I'm going to chant, that I'm going to repeat, will be improve your profitability. I can, for example, create a video of happy customers, real customers, that would tell how my software improved their profitability. I can teach people how to use it. I can teach in general about using software in business to improve the performance of the business and so on. But always remember your reason why when you create content. Of course, keywords is another element that is very important. We have earlier learned how to research keywords, and they are very important. Whenever we are going to create digital assets or content, we will use relevant keywords, because all those assets, actually what brings traffic there, what brings traffic to our website, what brings traffic to our content is a search engine, and that's how a search engine works. Okay, it works according to keywords that your potential users type in. So YouTube has a search engine, and Facebook has a search engine, and of course Google is a search engine, and that helps people find your page. So have a very clear list of keywords that you can use whenever you post a new content somewhere. And again, remember to create value. If it's not valuable, people will leave your video after a few seconds. They will stop reading your text after a few seconds. They won't watch your pictures or infographics and so on. Think how you create value. As I said before, one of the most important things in Google is how long people stay on your website. And also actually Facebook measure the time that people read your posts. And the same goes for videos on YouTube, and the same goes for videos on Facebook. So do your best to create value. Teach them something, provide information that is useful for them, entertain them, think about creating value, and that is perhaps something that you have to take from here and all through your career. When you create content, make sure it provides value to people. So, why should we create a Facebook page and not do it from our personal profile? Many people, and I've seen many startups and many business women and businessmen do that mistake. They try to promote their business or their startup from a personal profile. That's a mistake, because only on a Facebook page you can advertise. From a personal profile you cannot. From a Facebook page you get very detailed statistics about each of your posts, about the interaction you created, how many people viewed it, how many liked it, how many shared it. That's extremely important, because that's how we improve what we create. Using that statistics, we know what our potential buyers or what our customers are really interested in. So that statistics, and it's free of charge. It's called Facebook Insights. You can have more than 5,000 followers, and hopefully one day your startup will grow and you'll have thousands and thousands of followers. You can schedule content. So that's actually a good way to save time. You can sit tonight, write, say 7 posts for the entire week, and then you just schedule it, one for tomorrow, one for the day after tomorrow, and so on. You can have more than one manager. That's actually a great thing, because I guess in your startup you have a few people, and you can define all of them as managers or contributors to your Facebook page. So that will actually ease the very hard work, and it is hard work, of creating content and managing your social media. And there are many other options, many other features and functions on a Facebook page that help you do business, that help you sell, that help you market your offerings. You can sell, you can create landing pages, you can use coupons, and so on. So there are many features, and Facebook continuously improve that. There are lots of tools that help you market your business. Okay, so we have an algorithm there, and the algorithm of Facebook, also Google has an algorithm, every platform has an algorithm, YouTube has an algorithm, Waze has an algorithm. There's the algorithms running our lives these days. So what the Facebook algorithm does, it gives a relevancy score to each of the posts that you post on Facebook. So this relevancy score is specific for each of the users, okay, for each post and anytime you log in Facebook. So it's very personalized. However, we have a lot of good knowledge about what makes our posts more popular. And that's the main issue now. I'm going to give you a lot of tips that will help you promote, that will help you create posts and content that will get to as many people as possible free of charge. Okay? So we talk about organic promotion on Facebook, how to get to the largest number of people without spending money. Okay, so if we want to do that, if we want to get to a lot of people without spending money, we have to understand the algorithm, how it ranks, okay? So first of all, it looks at chronological order, meaning the newest posts will be presented on top of the news feed, okay? So that means we have to continuously create content. It looks at users' feedback. It's very sensitive to users' feedback, so people can follow, unfollow, hide, and see first. So that means that you shouldn't make anybody, shouldn't make nobody angry at you, okay? Because they will simply hide your content. So make sure, even if you're funny, if you're a little bit provocative, that you don't piss off anybody because they will hide you. Interaction with the post writer, meaning if I create a lot of interaction with someone's posts, I will see more of her or his posts in the future. If I like, if I share, if I comment on one of my friends' posts or one of the businesses that I'm following posts, I will see more of that in the future. That's another reason why we have to be very interesting and create a lot of value. If people will share, will like, will comment, they will see more of our content in the future. And it's a one-way street. It doesn't mean that we will see more of their content, okay? So the algorithm decides how important your post is or your content, and that means, in simple English, how many interactions are there, meaning how many likes, how many shares, and how many comments the post received. The more interaction, the more important the post is. Comments and shares are more important than likes. So the practical implication here is make sure you get a lot of comments, okay? Maybe you should ask them questions, maybe you should let them choose, but you want as many interactions of that type in the future. And it also depends on how many interactions the post got in general, but also, or maybe more importantly, how many interactions it got from your friends, okay? So you see posts on Facebook that many of your friends interacted with. How else the algorithm works? So it looks at how much you have interacted with this type of post in the past, meaning if you made a lot of likes and comments and shares on pictures, the algorithm will present you more posts with pictures in the future, okay? So actually it learns, the algorithm learns your behavior, your what you really like, what you're into, and that's what it will show you in the future. The reason is very simple. Facebook makes money from advertising. and they want you to spend as much time as possible on Facebook, okay? So it learns what you're into, what type of content you're into, what are the subjects that are more interesting to you. It also looks at the groups, in which groups are you active, and learns more and more about what's the most interesting subjects or areas for you. How much time a user spend viewing a post, that's another parameter, and actually the system measures the seconds, the time that you spend reading or viewing each of the posts. That doesn't mean that you have to create very long posts. You have to remember, most internet users use Facebook and other apps on the mobile. So think about your potential customer as a lady or a gentleman sitting in the train, in the bus. They don't have too much patience. So you have to create very interesting and usually short content, okay? So don't create long content just because it measures the time that people view your post, because what the algorithm does is comparing the time spent on equally long text, okay? So be interesting, be short, and it will measure how long they were exposed to your content. Okay, so some tips. As I said before, your content must be valuable. Teach them something, provide information that they need. If you developed software that improves someone's profitability, teach them how to use your software. Teach them how to improve their profitability. Show them alternative ways to use technology to improve the business. Write headlines, compelling headlines, and use keywords. When you please note that when you upload content to Facebook, when you post something on YouTube, when you actually promote your website on Google, it's very generally speaking the same idea. You need a very good title, you need a very good description, and you need very relevant keywords, okay? So I showed you also on Wix how you can tell Google what's the title of your page and what's the description. Make sure you write very, very relevant titles, descriptions, and keywords whenever, wherever you upload content, to YouTube, to Facebook, to your website, to other social media channels. Also, by the way, if you do email marketing, what will make people open an email? Well, if the headline is really good, is really interesting, if it has keywords that they're interested in, if it has the subject that they want to learn about. Otherwise, people will just click on spam, and that's the end of them reading your emails. Avoid overly promotional content. That's also very important. If you are too pushy, if you really try to sell, like having a deal, 25% off and so on, you wouldn't get very far with that. People are not going to share a post with 25% off, unless they are your parents or your friends or your team in the startup. But if it looks like an advertisement, if it looks like a sale, if it looks like some deal, people usually don't share it unless it's really, really amazing. So don't be overly promotional. You have to be relevant to what people really want to learn, to know, but not too pushy. Try things. Maybe the most important tip here is try things. Don't assume that you know what people are interested in. Try variety of formats, live broadcasting, videos, pictures, infographics, and text. So see what format actually is the most relevant, the most interesting for your potential customers, and also with regards to the subject, okay, to the subject of the content. Maybe people are really interested in case studies. Maybe they want to see case studies of organizations that bought your software and they want to see how it worked for them. Okay. On the other hand, maybe they're most interested in tips that will help them improve their profitability with your software. So you should try different formats, different subjects on different platforms. Maybe you'll get the best leads from LinkedIn. Maybe you'll get the best leads from your website, maybe from Facebook, okay? So try things continuously. Always leave some space for trial and error, and you will be surprised. I've met a lot of entrepreneurs that were very confident, saying that they know what their potential customers are into, but actually they figured out that they were wrong, that people were interested in different things. Okay, so your potential customers might have a different sweet spot than you think. That's why you should continuously try different types of content, different platforms, different formats, and use analytical tools. For example, on Facebook, you have the Facebook Insights, and you can get a lot of free statistics about, for each of your videos, for each of your posts, how many people saw it, how many people reacted, how many shared. Why? Because that's how you learn what your audience is really into, and that helps you improve. So in the future, you create even better content. It's a very long process. It's like a marathon. You continuously improve and you continuously learn. And you also have to remember that people change over time, that trends change. So it's a never ending story. You'll have to continuously try things, improve, and learn. So, how to increase interaction? A few free tips. First of all, write short posts. People are on the mobile, they don't have much patience, and just get to the point as quickly as you can. Use pictures and videos and live broadcasts, because we humans, we love visuals. We want to see a picture, we want to see a video, we want to see a live broadcast. That's actually what turns on our senses. Okay, people want to see visual things. They want to see a picture of a, your happy customers, or your product, or your service, or maybe even of you. You can use emoticons. Emoticons usually increase interaction. There are lots of researchers that show that the more emoticon, well, of course, you have to use common sense and use the right emoticon in the right place. And emoticons are a little bit of a language these days. You can use check-in, or ask people to check in, especially if it's a small business. You can ask people to share. I know it sounds stupid, but when you ask people to share, more people share. So if you have something interesting, just write. Here is our new guide to improving your profitability using our software. Please share. And more people will share that. Ask for their opinion. People are sure that their opinion is really important. So just ask them, what do you think? What would you do? Which one would you choose? Try to get as many interactions as you can. Also, their friends will see that, and of course, the post will get higher on the rank on many potential users' newsfeed. If you can, find the best timing. Find the best timing. Maybe you get more reactions during lunch break. Maybe you get more reactions at night, 9 o'clock in the evening. So try different timings, different time slots during the day, and see at what time you get the most reactions. And of course, at that time you should post more stories, more content. If you can, it's a good idea to even write 7 posts a week, like a post every day. But the minimum that I recommend is 2. So it depends on your resources, or on your time and money resources. If you can write a post every day, that's a good thing, because the algorithm will actually show your content to a small percentage of all your followers. Okay, maybe 1 or 2%. So if you write something every day, that increases the chance that they will all get exposed to your new product or service. You can encourage competition. Ask them to maybe post the funniest, I don't know, the funniest picture, the funniest video of them using your product. And of course, give them something in return. I don't know, maybe a free beer or something, but make sure that there is something that they compete on. Or, sorry, not make sure, but try to let them compete on something. That will also increase interaction. And of course, find Facebook groups with similar interests. Okay, so you have lots of groups, millions of groups, and you can use the search engine and find groups with communities that might be interested in what you have got, what you have to offer. The same goes by the way, for LinkedIn. Groups are a very powerful tool. If you just, as I said before, if you only post some deal, if you just try to sell, they will actually usually delete your content. But if you create value, if you teach them something that the community finds interesting, that will attract more and more traffic to your Facebook page and to your website. You can tag them, you can tag people that bought from you, but of course ask for permission, otherwise it might piss them off. So tag people, but ask for permission, and then their friends will see, okay, that they've been tagged, and maybe they will be interested as well in your offering. You can host an expert. That's a really, really good promotional trick. You can host an expert, you can do it live on Facebook. Say, I can even advertise it, I can invite as many people. Next Thursday on 8 o'clock in the evening, our expert, David, who's expert in improving a business profitability, will answer your questions. And then potential customers will log in and watch the live broadcast and will start asking questions. And that's really great because you can, first of all, start collecting leads, start collecting names of people and profiles of people that might be interested in buying. And you can also learn a lot about your potential customers. What kind of questions do they ask? What's their biggest pain? Okay, what kind of need they have that you can provide a solution to. So you can collect all those questions and answers and create from that content in the future. You can also let people choose this month design, this month maybe product. Again, try to make them react to your content. And another very good tip is to create how-to videos. How-to videos is, for example, how to install, how to fix, ta 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 ta. People love that kind of content. It could be a video, it could be a text, it could be infographics, how to do something. Think about your own business and think, is there something you can teach them? How to improve X, Y, Z, how to install, how to make, how to use, and so on. By the way, in an earlier video, I showed you how Google completes searches. So if you're not sure whether people find it interesting or not, just write it there on Google and see if Google completes that search in terms that are similar to what you want to offer. It means that a lot of people are actually into that. Okay, they are interested in, for example, how to install that software and so on. And that's it, guys. I'll see you in the next video.